What's going on, everyone? My name is Ken, also known as Wiltshire, and today I'm going to show you guys the retro gaming haul, and also a few modern things mixed in there that I've gotten over the past couple of months. Now, Thomas on TNA Gaming, or TNA Music 94, has mentioned that we have been quite on the retro gaming kick. Now, what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to collect all the games that I played in my childhood, but I don't own, like all the games that I rented from like Blockbuster or Jumbo Video or something like that when I was younger. So I'm going to start off with the N64 games, and the very first one I got was Banjo-Kazooie. Now I got this special case for it made up for $9-10 bucks. It came out to 17 because of the shipping, because it came from the States, but it actually holds the cartridge in here. It actually fell out, but as you can see, it holds the cartridge in there, and it's got space for the instruction manual, which I do have around, sitting around somewhere. Sadly, I don't have the original box. My parents actually threw them out, and I wish I stopped them back then, but that didn't happen. So this is actually my second copy of Banjo-Kazooie. I got it because I wanted to do a versus with somebody, one of my friends maybe, but it's in safekeeping and it's in better condition than the original one that I have, so I'm going to keep that one for myself. And the second game that I found while at the same time at the same store, I was with my brother. He bought this actually, but because I didn't have the money at the time because I spent it on Banjo-Kazooie and another game. But we found Snowboard Kids 2, and it's actually in really good condition, and I'm really surprised because usually these kinds of games were thrown around a lot by younger kids. I know that for sure. I rented this game when I was a kid from Jumbo Video. We're really big fans of this series, my brother and I, but we're a bigger fan of the first one. But this one went for 37 bucks. I probably got ripped off a little bit, but at the gaming store, but I couldn't find it anywhere else, and on like eBay it's like 60 bucks. So I was like, I'll take that with a grain of salt, and I'll buy it. So we got that one. The next game that I got was Super Mario 64, and this one's in a little bit rough condition. I got it for 20 bucks, and as you can see, I need to clean it a little bit right there. And the label's not in all the greatest shape, but I just really wanted the game because I've been watching the Super Mario 64 Versus with Josh Jepson and Attacking Toucans, and for some reason I just really wanted the game. I had the remake for the DS, and I played and beat that, but I never actually had this game nor played it on the N64, so I was kind of interested in the game itself. So I decided to pick that up, so I thought that was kind of a neat find as well. And the next game that I picked up for the N64 was Zelda Majora's Mask. Now, I never had this game, I never did. I always rented the game, so I paid like 35 bucks for this game, and I'm kind of glad I bought this cartridge when I saw it, because it's not the collector's edition. I believe the collector's edition had a holographic label on it, and this one's actually the paper label. Now, there's a bit of damage up here, around here somewhere, to the label, and down here somewhere. It's a little bit damaged, but it's not too bad, and I'm actually quite happy that I found a paper label version of Majora's Mask instead of the holographic collector's edition. Now, I'm going to get a case like the one that I have for Banjo-Kazooie made up for this one as well, and Snowboard Kids 2. I'll possibly trade off the Super Mario 64 one, or sell it or something, but maybe I can just buy a better conditioned one, but if I can't, then I'll hang on to it. But yeah, so the next game that I got for the N64, and the very last game that I bought after I ran out of money, because I spent a lot of money on retro gaming lately, was Paper Mario. And I have to say that this is another game that I rented a lot but never owned, and I wish that I had bought it back then. I paid $37 for this one, and this one's going actually for a lot of money on the internet as well. I think it's going for like 40 plus on eBay, so don't take my word for that, but that's what I found anyway. So actually, what I've noticed that this cartridge is pretty solid. It's actually the heaviest N64 cartridge I've ever had in my hands, which is rather interesting. So that's all the N64 games that I bought, so I'm going to move on to the Super Nintendo stuff. I found a copy of the Link to the Past, and this is one I've never played, but I did watch a Let's Play from Josh Jepson on it, and it looked fantastic, and it looks like so much fun, so I decided to buy this. I bought this for 30 bucks. It's actually in really good condition, as you can see. Not bad at all. Top label's good, everything's good, so I was really happy with that purchase, and I'm looking forward to playing this, possibly doing a Let's Play on it. The next game that I picked up, and this is the most recent one that I picked up, it's in not as good a shape as the other ones, but as soon as I saw it, and for the price that I saw it for, I decided to grab it right away, and it's the original Star Fox for the N64, or not the N64, the Super Nintendo, and I'm actually going to do a kind of a modding to this cartridge, because the original frame rate on the game is actually really terrible. It's like 21 frames per second on average, and then it drops down below that in some areas because of the Super FX chip number 1. If you ever played Yoshi's Island, which is another game that I'm really looking for, it has the Super FX chip number 2, and it has no frame rate issues or anything like that, but the Super FX chip 1 had a lot of frame rate issues. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take the oscillator chip out of it, and I'm going to put one in there that's maybe rated for 27 megahertz or 60 if I really feel it. I actually think I'm going to go with 60 megahertz, so I can, it's essentially overclocking the cartridge itself, because the Super FX chip is actually inside the cartridge. So what an oscillator chip does is it slows down the megahertz, so this one's running at natively 21 megahertz. If I take that out and solder a new one in, I can make it run a little bit faster, which will essentially overclock the game, making a smoother frame rate as well. So my brother and I are going to do that. He's actually better with soldering than I am, so I'm going to leave that up to him, and we're going to do that project later on. I probably will film that for the tutorial channel, just for some video to put up there. So the next game that I got for the Super Nintendo, and I actually got this pretty cheap, and I was actually really surprised that I got it cheap, was Super Mario World. And I got that for $9. I forgot to say how much I got Star Fox for. I got Star Fox for $8. So I thought those two were really good grabs to find. So yeah, I was really surprised I got that for $8, and it's actually not bad condition. There's a few scratches on the label, which is not bad, but I thought it was a really good grab when I saw it. So that is the last Super Nintendo game I got, but I also went out and got a Super Nintendo. It's yellow, but I'm gonna de-yellow it using Retro Bright eventually. I actually tried, and it's not actually as bad as it used to be. It's pretty yellow, but it's not bad. There's the original color on the bottom, then there's just this. It's kind of disgusting looking, but you know, whatever. I got this for $15 from the same guy that I got Super Mario World for, and it's in a gaming store. He didn't even know he had the Super Nintendo. I asked him if he had the Super Nintendo, if he had one, and he said, no, sorry, I don't. And then I was like, oh, okay. And me and Tom were searching the gaming store, just, you know, walking around, looking at things. And I asked him if I could go behind the counter, because he had this counter full of games, stuff like that. He's like, oh, yeah, go ahead, go behind the counter. And he had this sitting behind the counter, and a Genesis was sitting on top of it, and I was like, does he even know I have this? No? And then I asked him, like, you have a Super Nintendo behind the desk. He's like, no, get out, really? And I'm like, yeah, how much do you want for it? And he's like, well, the cable goes online for like $15-25, and I'll give it to you for $15. I'm like, okay, the cable, you know, alright. Like, how much do you want for the console? He's like, if you buy the cable, I'll give you the console for free. I was like, holy crap. Because I've been looking for a Super Nintendo for so long, and I eventually found one at a gaming store, but it was missing this whole side panel here. It was broken off, and they still had the broken piece. I was like, well, I could take the innards out of the Super Nintendo and find a broken Super Nintendo that's in fairly good shape on eBay and just swap the parts around. But they wanted $45 for it, and I was like, no, it's broken. It may work, but cosmetically it doesn't look very good. So I was just like, no, I don't want it. And then I found this, and I was extremely happy because it's in really good condition, and there's a few cracks on the side, like it's missing the piece there, and it's missing a piece there, and actually this side's pretty good, and it's missing a small chunk there, but that doesn't really matter to me. I've been looking for a Super Nintendo for so long that I don't even care anymore what it looks like, and this is actually probably the best one, the best condition one that I found. The other ones were broken, so I was really happy to get that, and I got an off-brand Super Nintendo controller as well. It looks exactly the same thing as the Super Nintendo, it just doesn't say Super Nintendo up here, and it works exactly the same way. And I got that for $12, so I was quite happy with that as well. So I'm going to move on to the one PlayStation 1 game that I got, and that was Final Fantasy VIII I got right here. And I bought that for $12, and this thing is in pristine condition except for the case at the top here. As you can see, it's a little broken and chewed there. It looks like someone dropped it. That's probably why it was $12, but you know what, I can replace the case on the the CD case itself, and then I'll be good to go. And I was really happy with that because I've been wanting to find a copy of Final Fantasy VIII since like grade 7. And I'm now in college, and I'm like 19 years old almost, and I've been trying to find it since I was in grade 7. So I had Final Fantasy VII. I actually have 2 copies of it. One actually got really scratched, the first disc, and then I couldn't play the rest of the game. So I went out, well actually my brother went out and went to Walmart, and my dad actually drove us because we told him that it didn't work. He's like, okay, I'll drive you to Walmart, and we bought another copy of Final Fantasy VII. So I have 2, and I actually recently got the one that was so scratched it didn't work. I got it resurfaced, and it works perfectly now. I now have 2 copies of Final Fantasy VII, and I'm going to hold on to them for dear life, because that's quite a hard game to find, and it gets really expensive. And yeah, so like the discs are like in pristine condition, just like it's awesome. Like look at that, just nothing on that. I was so happy with that purchase. I was just like, really, for 12 bucks you're gonna give me Final Fantasy VIII and it's in perfect condition? Sweet. So that was a one PS1 game I got. I got Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I originally downloaded the Final Mix version on the PSP, and I always planned on buying the game because I felt bad for downloading it. So now I have all the Kingdom Hearts games in their physical format. I have 1, Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance and the PS2. I have Kingdom Hearts 2. I have Birth by Sleep. I have 358 by 2. I don't know. I think that's right. That one always screws me up. And I have Kingdom Hearts 3D. All the ones that matter, like coded, that doesn't even matter. And I can't wait for the HD collection to come out for that too. I'll definitely be picking that up for sure. Yep, so I got that for 15 bucks, and I thought that was a good price for it too, and I was willing to pay for that. So I was really happy with getting Birth by Sleep. And just a few games. I remember playing this with my friend during a tornado, actually. A tornado flew over my house, and then it hit the city next to me. Yeah, next to me. We saw the supercell fly over my house, and we were playing this game when it happened, and I don't know, I just decided to pick it up because it was really cheap, and they were having a deal for like 3 for $11, so I decided to pick them up. And that was Naruto Clash of the Ninja 2 for the GameCube, and I remember having a lot of fun playing this with my friend Tommy, and it's actually in really good condition as well. It's pretty good, so I decided to pick it up, and yeah. So I also picked up the first one that went along with that because it was, again, 3 for $11, as you can see there. So I thought that was a pretty good deal for that. And the second last GameCube game that I picked up was Mario Thousand Year Door. Now, it is the greatest hits game, but I really would like to have the black label. But you know what? I've had a hard time finding this for a good price, and I only paid 17 bucks for this. I went to another gaming store, and they wanted 47 for this version, and they wanted 60 for the black label. So I was like, no, I got a really good deal, and it is complete. So I got everything in there. I got the instruction manual and the disc and whatnot. And I actually haven't checked the disc out to see how bad it is. Actually, there's not a single scratch on it too. That's pretty awesome. I never actually really checked. So that I've been looking for. I decided to go after the Thousand Year Door after I got Paper Mario 1 for the N64. I was like, I might as well pick up the second one, see if I can find it. And the final last game that I decided to pick up, and it was after watching a Let's Play from Koshi Sushi, I don't know how he says that all the time, but it was Twilight Princess, and I decided to pick it up for the GameCube. I had it for the Wii, and I beat it on the Wii, and I actually really enjoyed it on the Wii. The only thing I hated was the motion controls, so I decided, I'm like, I think I want it for the Nintendo GameCube, so it's like, I might as well pick it up. I paid a lot of money for it, actually. I actually found it at a gaming store like 2 days after I bought it, and I was like, shit. Damn it. I was like, they want 30 bucks, and I paid 42 for this, and it is complete, and it's in really good condition. Whoever had this last did a really good job of taking care of the game. The only noticeable thing is the piece there. I think it's a little scratched. The label's a little scratched, but I'm not too worried about that. It's actually in really good condition. I don't have the disc right now. It's actually in my Wii because I was playing it, but I have the instruction manual and it is complete, and I paid 42 bucks for it, so I was happy with that. And I was happy to pay for that, actually, to get a really good copy that's in good condition. The one that I found in the gaming store was actually in really terrible condition. I was like, how much do you want for the copy of Twilight Princess? And I'm like, 30 bucks. I'm like, really? damn it, I probably could sell this back online for 40 bucks and probably make my money back. And I was like, but they're like, you don't want it. And I'm like, oh, why? They're like, it's in really bad shape. It's so scratched that it most likely won't play. So I was actually kind of glad that I got this one instead of the one at the gaming store. So the final item that I almost forgot, I was about to end the video, but the final item that I got, and I'm so happy I picked this up there. Oh man, I just about crapped myself when I figured out the price of this thing, but I got a PS Vita for 90 bucks. Yeah, 90 bucks. I was like, holy crap. And the only thing that's noticeable on the, I don't know if you can see it, is there's a scratch on the screen. I don't know if I can see it. There it is, right there. There's a scratch on the screen right there, but it's hardly noticeable, and if at any time I wanted to get rid of that scratch, I could buy a different Vita faceplate, and I could take it off and then replace the faceplate and the LED screen and whatnot, and I would have no more scratches on my screen, or I could just live with it. I don't really care if it has a small scratch on the screen. It's you know what, 90 bucks, and I just about crap myself because they retail for like 250 bucks, and I was like, yes, I definitely need this. They had a few there, but I was picking the best of the best when I decided to buy them. Like, I see you guys have like 3 Vitas on the shelf, and do you mind if you guys open the box and let me have a look at them? And they're like, no problem. And the guys got, they had 3, and one had been dropped, and it had a dent on the back touchscreen. I was like, no, I don't want that one. The other one had been dropped as well, and had a chunk missing out of the side of the Vita along here, along the side bezel, and I didn't want that either. And the best one that they had was the one with the small scratch on the screen, and I was like inspecting it really closely, and I was just like, this is the one that I need to buy. And I bought it, and I got it for 90 bucks, and then I went out and bought a memory card at a Real Canadian Superstore during a no tax event, and I got a memory card for 24 bucks, an 8GB memory card for 24 bucks. So I was actually really happy with that, and I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I'm debating on sharing a secret with you guys right now, but I'm working on getting a capture card for the Vita, so expect some Vita Let's Plays from me and Tom, and also just me in general, in the time in the future, I guess, would be the word I'm looking for. So that is all the games that I got. I spent a lot of money over the past couple of months picking all these up. I actually have a few more upstairs, but they're in my N64 right now, and I forgot to grab them. I think one was Perfect Dark, and actually I can't remember the other ones, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to actually do this a lot more. I think I'm going to start vlogging when I go to the gaming store with a GoPro. My brother actually got a GoPro. He bought one, and he did it for snowmobiling season, and then the original one froze over, and then we had to go return it, and we got a new one. So I was thinking of using the GoPro to like stick it in my car, so you have like a dash cam kind of thing while I'm driving, and I can talk while I'm driving, and then I'll take the camera into the store, and I don't know if that's going to work actually, because some people don't like it when you take cameras into their stores. They're like, what are you doing? I'm actually going to ask them. I'm a YouTuber, and yeah, can I film in your store? I'm not actually trying to steal anything. I'll even give you my full name if you really want, in case you want to report me to the police or something like that. But anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm actually going to do a lot more of these because I actually really like doing this. It's a lot of fun. Oh, I picked up an N64 as well, another one. I'll show that some other time. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.